Now, ladies and gentlemen, the top 10 most underrated CSGO skins of all time. Part 1. Now, the reasoning behind doing Part 1 and Part 2 and Part 3 in the future is because, of course, there is so many CSGO skins out there, and a lot of them not a lot of people know about. And in the past, I've covered in 2 different videos the top 10 skins no one's ever really heard of or seen in-game nowadays, and that's not because they're really rare or really expensive, it's just because no one's literally ever heard of them because they're just never used and they're so old, from like 2013 and the Arms Deal 2 collection kind of days back in 2013. Now, if you guys are new to the Counter-Strike Global Offensive YouTube channel over here, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. Really helps with the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Without further ado, let's hop right into the video. Now, number 1 is kind of a multiple sort of different camos, but you'll see why I have it all in the number 1 category here. And once again, these are not in any particular order that I'm listing in the top 10. Just thought I'd put these up first. And I don't really know myself if this has had any influence on the AK47 Gold Arabesque. And yes, I did pronounce that right for the old-time viewers. I used to not pronounce that right for a very long time, purposely as well, to just trigger those little devils. But this gun in particular is very similar to things like the MAC-10 Gold Brick, the PP Bison brass, specifically the Glock brass, the Tech 9 brass, and the Scar 20 brass. More gold skins like the FAMAS Commoderation from the CS20 case that is pretty recent that I actually think is a very good looking skin for the price. But especially these brass camos, they've never really been explored inside CS, and they're so old in Counter-Strike, not a lot of people even know they really exist. And me recently, who's been building up an inventory around Copenhagen Flames, this goes really well with those Copenhagen Flames hollows. And most of these skins on this list aren't really more, I would say, than $30 for one in particular skin, but that's really the max price you're going to set on these. Now, number 2, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be the USPS Blueprint. I think this thing looks absolutely beautiful, and recently I've been seeing more Titan hollow crafts in 2014, mainly 2015, because those are the most affordable Titan stickers inside of CS, and I think this thing looks absolutely amazing. I thought it did when it came out, and for such a cheap USPS skin, I mean, there is quite a few of them. This is a very good budget entry option, especially if you want to make some cool sticker crafts. I kind of relate this to the AK47 Slate, if you get what I'm saying, for sticker crafts. It's a base canvas. Now, next up is kind of just an easy, quick option right here, and that is the AK47 Legion of Anubis. I think this is a really underrated and good-looking skin. It's a newer AK inside of CS that I don't think gets really that much love. I don't think it's the best for sticker crafts. I think this is more of like a desolate space, or let's just say a howl situation, where if you have this, you kind of want to just look at it and look at the artwork on it rather than just slap a whole bunch of stickers on it, but some people like to do either or. Now, number 4 is the MP9 Food Chain. This came out in the Snakebite case back in 2021. And it was one of those skins I absolutely hated. I hated this case altogether, but this has really struck my attention over time, and as of recently making this video and doing some research for these skins, this is a very underrated and good looking skin in my personal opinion. What do you guys think of this one specifically? Next up at number 5 is the P250 Splash. I think this skin in particular is very good for making P250 crafts with stickers specifically. I just think it has a really clean base to actually like a base canvas, kind of like similar to the AK47 Slate, which that's a really good thing for making AK crafts in my personal opinion, but some people like the camo side of things. Me, in my personal opinion, I've never really heard of this skin a whole lot up until the past few weeks when I've started getting into more of the collection of stickers and slapping stickers on guns to make your own crafts like I did back on DreamHack 2014. Now, next up at number 6 is very similar to the Legion of Anubis, but this is the PP Bison Judgement of Anubis. I think these skins are very good. The artwork on them is very nice. They're very detailed, and I think I'd like to see some more of these skins, or these type of skins, in the future, maybe for some lower tier pistols possibly. We don't really get a lot of these kind of skins on pistols, and that would be pretty cool. Now, up next at number 7, and I'm going to rank this at the number 2 most underrated probably on this list, and that is the M4A1S control panel. With the M4A1S buff as of recently with Operation RIPTIDE coming out, now that's gone, it's still the best weapon in the game. Skins for that specific weapon are going up quite a bit, and the control panel is one of those that isn't really too expensive, but it's such a detailed camo. And if you're a person who likes Boba Fett, or possibly likes the Op Phobos, which I think is really underrated, but it's not going to be on this list today, most likely an honorable mention, this is just a really overall well-rounded, good-looking skin, especially for the price of like 20 to 30 bucks listed on buff. Now, next up at number 8 is the CZ Emerald, ladies and gentlemen. The CZ is a skin and a weapon that not a whole lot of people use in CSGO nowadays. nowadays, mainly because the Tech 9 has always been very, very good. The 5.7 up until a few years ago was one of the best weapons in the entire game, literally, same with the Tech 9, and they kind of nerfed that. And now all the pistols, I would say, besides maybe not even the dualies, I was going to say that, but they even buffed the dualies a little while ago. These things are just really, really cool, and this is very similar to a Glock Emerald, and we have a whole lot of Emerald skins, like for the Scar 20, for example, and that is the CT Auto. Now, up at number 9 is probably going to surprise people quite a bit, and this is the Black Scope Op Atheros. Now, this is a pretty decently newer skin inside of CS. This is going to be in the battle scarred condition at a very, very low float, and it's specifically going to have the paint seed of 961, and the float is going to be, of course, 0.9, and it just looks like a really, really good looking op, especially for like $30 to $25 if you can find it for that price specifically. Not a whole lot of people even know this exists, and I think it just looks so good. And of course, you can get it in the regular condition that was stat track, so probably $15. And that's just one of the best budget ops. And if I ever do a play skins loadout and eventually for the future, just for non-investment, just for budget skins in the game, this will definitely be on there for the price. Now, last up on our list is probably going to surprise people once again, but the most underrated skin, I would say, in CS for me at the top 10 position that I could think of for this video. That's why I'm doing it part 1. We'll do part 2 later on. And these are really in no specific order either, is the UMP full stop in the factory new condition, of course. And the main reason behind that is people who have played Modern Warfare 2 or COD 4, you had the red tiger camo, ladies and gentlemen, back in Modern Warfare 2. This thing was very nice. Okay, one of the best looking camos, the best camo you could get in the game. And this was before all that fancy crap came out. And with that, it's one of my favorite UMPs in the game, especially for 29 to 30 cents, which is very, very good. Now you're comparing this to the UMP Blaze and of course the UMP Fade that just came out with Operation Riptide and of course the Major. You have some better umps in the game now, but this is a pretty good looking ump, especially for how cheap it is and what it looks like in the game. Now, today's video is sponsored by Skinport, an easy to use buying and selling marketplace where you can sell your skins for cash, ladies and gentlemen. Right now is a really good time to sell a lot of your case investments, especially if you want to cash out specifically to get some other things on a third-party website where you have more money and things are up to 30% off Steam market price. And if you do decide to sell and you want to cash out to your bank specifically, it's only a 6% fee, only anything over $1,000, and it goes directly to your bank via bank transfer, which is very, very nice. If you guys are interested in using that website specifically and want to help out the channel, click the link down in the description below. Much appreciated. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this kind of series we're doing with these skins. If you guys do enjoy them, leave a comment in the comment section. I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions on these. What is your most underrated skin of all time in Counter-Strike? Because I might feature that on the next video we do top 10 underrated skins in CSGO of all time part 2. Have a good day, guys. Stay positive, stay sexy. I'm out, guys. Peace.